else, let's go to Natalie in Atlanta, Georgia. What's up, Natalie? How we doing?
Hi, I'm pretty good. How are you?
Good. I love pretty good. What's the what's the not pretty part? I can't wait.
Well, it's unfortunate actually. So I'm a little nervous just because I haven't told anyone, and it's like now I tell the world. So this is just great. But
okay, before you say this, why did you pick this forum to do this?
Because I need advice from a trustworthy source other than Google, and I listen to your show, and Google is not a good place. I found
it's a dark, sad place. Yes.
Yeah, a lot of strange information, but this show has been helpful to me, and it's a trustworthy source. So I came here to get some advice.
I appreciate that. I'll do the best I can. You'll get what you pay for. How about that?
Okay, great. So I have made a horrible mistake, and about 2 months ago, I found myself in an unhealthy relationship with someone at the gym.
Wait, back out. Are you married? Are you married?
Yes, I am married. That's the key.
How long?
That's the key problem. We have been married. We're about 5 years.
Any kids?
About 5 years. 2 children, 2 and 4.
Okay.
So I wanted to do a fitness competition, and I found myself at the gym a lot, and there was a guy there, trainer, and basically started, helping me out with some workouts. We started talking, and it went too far.
What does that mean?
My husband knows. Well, he started talking to me. We met for coffee, and then
Did you sleep with him?
We actually ended up sleeping together, yes, which is the part that my husband doesn't know. He knows everything except for that, because immediately I just feared risking, I was scared of losing everyone, and I was so stupid, and I was just scared. So I immediately lied and blocked him from everything. I have not communicated with him since then. It's been over 2 months, but now I'm well, great. When it was all horrible, I lied. Yeah. And now I don't know if I should rehash this, because things have been going really well, and we've really surrounded ourselves with a great community and church family and counseling, and I've lied so hard about this one thing among every single person, because in my head I was I'll just never ever bring this up. And now I'm to move forward, I need to know whether or not I should tell him.
The fact that you're calling tells me that you know the answer to this.
Well, Google said otherwise. So I was well, maybe I could get out of this. Maybe that's not a good idea.
So you, number one, bravery. Thank you for saying this out loud. Mm. Go back in when you listen to this call, your voice changes after you say it out loud.
Mm.
Okay? Take a big, deep breath, and then drop your shoulders all the way down. So, in your gut, what do you think you should do?
I probably need to tell him.
No, probably. What do you need to do?
I feel like I need to tell him, because I feel like if I don't, it's just going to be preventing us, I guess, from truly living honestly.
Yeah. Will this end everything?
I don't know if it will. I don't think it will. I just think it's going to make it harder. I don't know what it'll do. I mean, he's definitely forgiving and really understanding.
But y'all have been in counseling, and you've talked about this. And
we've talked about everything, and I've just totally denied doing anything more than just communication, meeting him, all that.
Okay.
So I'm like, oh my goodness.
And y'all just hooked up one time?
Yes. It was the hookup and then done. And everything kind of hit the fan, as in he found out about us communicating, and it was almost like a rescue for me, because it was just not going to go well from there.
Yeah. That's right.
But when everything's starting to look better, I just hate having to rehash all this.
Yeah.
That's why I've tried to find a way out, I guess.
What does your counselor tell you?
Well, we have never met one-on-one, so we're doing it through our church, and it's a couples counseling.
Okay.
And so I still haven't even been honest with the counselor because I would have to say it in front of both of them. And I'm like, I don't know if he low-key knows or something, but because I don't know. But he hasn't really told me anything about it because no one knows.
So here's what I'll tell you. Your husband knows.
Okay.
And he might not know that y'all slept together.
Mm-hmm.
He might not know that y'all did anything above what you told him.
Mm-hmm.
But he knows there's a gap between the two of you.
Yes.
And he's going to counseling. He's doing what he thinks he's supposed to be doing.
Mm-hmm.
And that gap is getting wider because as he leans in, there's a part of you that leans out because you know.
Mm-hmm.
Is that right?
Yep, that would be accurate.
And so what I'll tell you is beyond the right thing and the integrity thing and all that stuff, you're torturing a man that you love.
Mm-hmm.
And he doesn't even know it.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I sound like I'm talking out of both sides of my mouth. I said he knows, but then he doesn't even know it. He knows there's a gap there, and he doesn't know what it is.
Right. Right. I see that.
And in some ways, it feels better because he's trying to do everything he can to jump over that thing. And you are too. There's a part of you that's trying too. And there's a part of you that's anchored to still chained to that other thing.
Right. Right.
So here's what I'll tell you. I'll tell you screwed up, and you know that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
The season of life y'all are in with a 2-year-old and a 4-year-old is hard. And you're not the only one that's ever done that, okay?
Mm-hmm.
I'm not trying to make it right. I'm trying to say you're not alone.
Right.
And you screwed up.
Mm-hmm.
And the measure now is what's next. That's what you can control.
Yeah. Okay.
So you called me knowing what I'm going to say anyway, right?
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah.
I did.
And if you need me to be the person in your life that tells you that, I think your husband's worth being honest to. I think you're worth not walking around your life dragging a load of bricks around with you.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And I think you need to be very aware that this may end everything.
Yeah.
He may say, I'm out.
Right.
Because you did this, and because I can't trust you, and because fill in the blank.
Mm-hmm.
Or he may need some space and some time and all those things.
Okay.
It'll be hard.
Mm-hmm.
But what I know is that relationships can't survive big secrets.
Okay.
And I know there's all stories on the internets and all that kind of stuff. That talk about, I didn't say anything for 90 years and it was the best decision I ever made. Whatever. Great. Cool.
Yeah.
You found those, right?
Yeah.
Hoping they would be the right
immediately,
ones.
And I was like, oh, thank goodness I never have to bring this up. And then it just ate at me about what we really need to do.
Yeah. So role play this with me real quick. How does it work?
That's my next question. Like, I don't know because there's never a good time. Like, the kids are sick. Okay, now he has an important test, or now it's Thanksgiving. And, like, I'm like, I don't know what to do or when or how to bring it up.
What does Thanksgiving look like for you guys?
We would go to his family's house. It's like his family reunion, so we would just go there for the day.
Oh, wow.
That would be intense. But part of me, I don't think the news will be so shocking. I mean, it will be shocking, but he won't be like, I never saw this coming, because when you said that he probably kind of has an idea already because of the distance, or, I feel like he'll be like, okay, not shocked, like he was the first time he even found any of this out.
Yeah. He'll be shocked.
Yeah.
Because you've probably done a really damn good job of convincing him that nothing else happened.
Yeah, that's very true.
Yeah. So he's going to be shocked. He's probably going to be shocked as much by your dishonesty as by what happened.
Yeah, definitely.
I'm thinking in my head right now whether you had this conversation before or after.
Right.
Part of me thinks the right thing to do is to not go pretend with all of his family.
Yeah.
And to get a babysitter for the kids and have a conversation with them over the next couple of days. Now, we're filming this show the week of Thanksgiving, and so it won't come out until December, but we're filming it now. And so
Okay.
the other part of me says, what's another 3 days? What do you think?
Right. I think I just am ready to get it done.
Yeah.
Because the thought of even continuing on is really hard. I don't want to move. I don't want to like ruin Thanksgiving, but also, or make that a bad memory.
So what I'll tell you, I'm gonna sound harsh, okay, but just know what I'm saying. You've already ruined Thanksgiving. Okay.
Okay.
And so now it's a matter of Thanksgiving will be a hard season for y'all as a couple for the next several years.
Okay.
And Jim's will be a hard conversation for y'all as a couple for the next however long. You know what I mean? That's in stone. That's there.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm glad to hear you say that. My gut tells me is you get a babysitter today for the kids.
Okay.
And I'm going to tell you what I would do off the top of my head. Okay.
Okay.
I would have a place to stay for me.
Okay.
And I would have this conversation in a private place. If you think for a second it's going to go, I mean, it sounds like he's a safe guy. He's not going to.
He's definitely not.
Okay. Yeah, these conversations are often great with a counselor, with somebody else there.
Okay.
If you have a mentor couple that knows, you might want to let them know that this is happening and they can be there with you. Or if you have full trust. And my wife would want me to have this conversation with her in person. Because then she could kill me and no one would ever find the body, right?
Yeah. Right.
But every couple's different.
Okay.
But you need to get your kids out of the home and then have a place to go and you can offer it. I've got a hotel that I've put a deposit on and I'm willing to go if you want me to go spend the night somewhere else.
Right.
And he may say, no, I don't want that, whatever. But I think that's a fair statement. Just, you may need a night to cool off.
Yeah. Okay.
And know that he may say, I don't want you coming around my family during Thanksgiving, our family during Thanksgiving. Or maybe we're going to do Thanksgiving or none of us are going. You know, everything gets sideways. Right. And that's where you need to be pretty loose, hold everything pretty loose and be accommodating because you're going to blow his world up.
Yep.
For a second time, right?
Yes.
If you could go back and do this over again, would you do it different? What would you do different?
I would have told him the first time he found out about everything, for sure.
Let's back up before that.
Oh, well, I would not be talking to somebody like I wasn't married.
Yeah.
Or not, how do I say it? Like, presenting myself as single, or maybe that I just wasn't fully committed to my marriage or something.
Gotcha.
Like, it was out of control.
Yeah. So here we are, right?
Yep.
So do me a favor, Natalie. I want you to let me know how the conversation goes, okay?
Okay.
And I'll also tell you one piece of advice I learned from a crisis responder that works here too. Facts are your friends. Don't beat around the bush. Be very direct and be very short-winded.
Okay.
Okay?
Got it.
I've been lying to you for the last 2 months. I did sleep with this guy, and I couldn't lie to you anymore. You're worth more than that, and I love you, and I realized I screwed up, and I had to say it, period. And that's where the conversation stops.
Okay.
Okay? Not a long, drawn-out story of.
Yeah.
But be direct and be incredibly honest, and then go from there, okay?
Okay, I will.
Let me know how that goes.
I will.
And we'll be thinking about you, okay?
Okay, thank you. Thank you so much.
All right. Whew. Man.